Today on Suncoast View, Manatee County construction mania, but it is not necessarily good news for the new year. We'll explain.
And musical instruments come alive as animals at a special family classical music concert. We have a preview.
And a glamorous professional dancer from an international version of Dancing with the Stars is in our studio. We'll find out what she's doing here on the Suncoast. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to Jeffrey Kinn, Artistic Director at the Players Center.
Thank you for having me. Happy New Year, all.
Happy New Year.
Thank you very much.
And you guys look again as if you're matching.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
You do look very nice together.
Oh, I could.
And I'm in the family.
Well, she's
Yes,
close.
you're
I'm in the family. I'm in the colored
I
family.
love it. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Yes,
Year.
Exciting.
You had a very nice New Year's social media post I saw as I was scanning through earlier this week, and I wanted to share that with everybody because I thought you had a nice message. I'll let you sum it up.
Well, really, I just feel that social media has allowed us to speak ill and to speak poorly to other people. And if we don't agree with somebody, that doesn't mean that you need to call them names or call them out. So often what I do is just ignore or pass by, or I actually sometimes will write a comment and then delete it. So I just thought for the new year, if people could just be a little nicer and maybe just a little bit more civil to each other, that we would all be a little happier, and this little black cloud that seems to hang over us might dissipate just a little bit. So
Is that your resolution?
it is actually one of my things, because you know what, if we don't individually do something good for the world, then everybody's kind of dropping the ball a little bit. So a little kinder, a little gentler, and some of those posts, you just don't need them. So
I think
What a
that's
great way
great.
to start the new year.
I thought so. Thanks for checking
attitude.
up on me, Steph.
You're welcome. Always looking.
I love it. I love
Always looking. All right. Love the good, positive attitude. We have another return friend with us today. Always great to have Chef Larry Barrett with us from Simply Gourmet Catering. What are we making today?
Well, today's something very different. Chocolate grape truffles. They're not chocolate through and through. We're going to coat grapes, make them look like a chocolate truffle, and use them in various ways. People are really surprised when they bite into them, I'm going to tell you that.
I bet. I
think
like
you're
this
gonna like
idea.
it.
I'm thinking that checks off one of our fruit and vegetable servings too.
All at the same
Right?
time.
It's a great
Grape.
I also consider wine a fruit, so it's
Exactly
just
right.
depending on how
Very
you
true.
look at it.
Well,
So.
if you eat enough, you'll be fine.
Exactly. All right, that'll be a lot of fun to learn something new with Chef Larry. Speaking of something new, did anybody see the video out of Tallahassee yesterday?
Yeah.
It didn't just snow, it snowed a couple inches, and that place shut down.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would too.
That I can understand.
Florida snow across much of North Florida, of course. I thought it would be fun to take a look at the video because I know everybody here is shivering and wearing those sweaters we get out every few years only. But to have the snowflakes flying across northern Florida,
Let it snow.
you know it is a different kind of year. And I could show you the video of what's been happening throughout the day on the northeast coast, but I'll try to ease the pain, only because it's probably worse now than it was an hour ago when I could have pulled the video. So
You know, but the nice thing up north is you can't go anywhere, so you're stuck at home, and you look out at the snow, and it's unbroken because nobody can drive in it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, warm feeling. When you're warm, you've got electricity, and the snow is falling.
Yeah, the initial fall is beautiful.
Yes.
It's the 2 days later when everyone's driving in it and it looks
Absolutely.
muddy.
It looks
and
like
it
slush.
sticks around. Yeah.
I do remember thinking that, having lived up there for more than 30 years, is that if you don't have to go out in it, you know, when the schools are closed, but, you know, as news reporters, we were always out in it and always forced to drive and, you know, trudge where you got to go. And obviously people do still have to be out and about. But if you are waiting for friends and family to come in, airlines are messed up all across the country. So just know that if you've got travel plans, you're going to want to make some phone calls because it's been a long day.
It took me a long time after I moved down here to get rid of my scraper, my windshield scraper, because I was just afraid something might happen if
You
I
may
got rid
need
of
it
that
tomorrow
thing.
morning if you park outside. I mean, there was ice.
ice.
There was ice on my grass. I was out with the dogs early this morning, and the grass was crunchy.
I got new flowers. I don't want them to die.
Funny you should mention that. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show and tomorrow because, yes, we may have made mistakes not covering our plants. So we will be talking about that. It is time for our first hot topic. And be forewarned, it will be a long year on Manatee County roads. The good news, multiple projects are slated to ease congestion in and out of Lakewood Ranch. An expansion of I-75 at State Road 64 already underway. An expansion at State Road 70 is slated to start later this year. 44th Avenue East will be expanded to be a throughway to and from the beach from Lakewood Ranch. The bad news, none of these projects will be complete until 2019. It is entire year of construction. That was sobering to me.
Yeah. We've got to do it. You know, there's an old alcoholic saying that says, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So if we don't change things right now, we'll have
to do with alcohol.
That's an AA saying.
Well, when I was an alcoholic, I used to say that.
Never an alcoholic. I hardly drink, but I do know some of their sayings which are pretty good.
So if nothing changes, nothing changes. So even though it's going to be hard on us and many people, at least in the future, things will be better.
It will be better.
But I mean, this is the only way to get it better.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
It's a long
it's like
timetable.
growing pains. You have to go through this part where you're fixing it, making it, to make sure that we can drive on it and ease the pain.
I always wonder, though, why it takes so long to do certain things. And I think other countries seem to, like that bridge blew up in China and they had it fixed in a week, you know, and they said, well, that would normally take 6 months. And I'm like, well, how did they fix it in a week then?
I'm not so sure I'd want that wet cement under me while I was driving over that bridge,
it's a matter of funding. So the funds for the projects don't get released all at once. So they get released in stages. So that you have the fund for the asphalt, then you have the fund for the piling, then you have the fund for this. So as each one gets released, they do that project.
I bet you're right. I never thought of that.
And I think it's volume, too, because I know from commuting up and down, this is my whole commute, by the way, so I'm salty about this whole situation. But the road work has to occur in off hours, so they can't get the bulk of this work done. I mean, it's high season. Think about how crowded 75 is. They can't close this road in the middle of the afternoon. They're waiting until the 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. hours to do all that overnight road work. And there's only so many overnights.
Well, bless their hearts.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm just happy they care. You ever seen those projects where they don't care and they just shut everything down?
Well, that's true.
So I'm just happy they care enough to leave it open a little.
It's going to take some patience all year long. Well, it is always said that there is power in numbers, and nowhere has that been more evident than in the movement to fight female sexual harassment. To start the new year, 300 prominent women actresses, agents, writers, producers, and execs, everyone from Reese Witherspoon to Shonda Rhimes, have come together to form a comprehensive initiative called Time's Up. It's to support workplaces nationwide. It includes a legal defense fund to help less privileged women fight the system. It already has $13 million in donations, plus drafts of legislation to penalize companies that tolerate harassment. Likely the most notice, a request that all women on the red carpet for this weekend's Golden Globes wear black as a sign of unity. The Hollywood elite coming together to help the working American woman. What do you think?
I think people are going to be afraid to discriminate against women. Won't that be nice? And I think one thing they're doing that is great is they're helping women who have less power than they do. People who work in stores, people who work in the farm area, people who don't really have the power to stand up. These women are making it possible for them to do that.
I agree, because I did a story with Spark, and they said one of the reasons a lot of people don't come forward with harassment or just sexual assaults in general, that is because they're afraid of what would happen and if they'll lose their job or what will, how would they continue. And I think having a fund like this or people that are big names support you, it gives you help and that little bit of confidence.
It gives you a chance.
Support in numbers is always good, and if they can do something for others, see, once again, often you get celebrities that are like, it's all about me, it's all about me. So at least they are taking that step and helping other people, and it's an international problem. So if an international group of women can make a big difference, wow, another good thing for the new year is let's try to fix this.
I think it's good that it's filtering down to the next
right.
level, because it's one thing for a big Hollywood actress to say, I was, touched, I was assaulted, this is not okay. You're still a big Hollywood actress, so you are going to continue to work. You probably already have made great money.
You're not the waitress that's going to get fired.
Correct. And the waitress who could get fired for calling out her boss may not be able to get another job, because those kind of jobs are hard to get. She likely needs every penny of that income. So she's always taken it because she couldn't risk the end result.
And it proves an old theory that you can't get women together or they're so jealous of each other they'll fight. Somebody said that to me me when we started this show, oh, you can't have 4 women together. They'll be fighting. There'll be cat fights all the time. Women get along perfectly. We're sisters. We get along very, very well. But that's been an old myth that's been going around for years.
I agree.
And we can be supportive.
You guys get along on camera, but off camera,
Oh,
I'm just going to call it out.
You are in trouble off camera now.
All right.
We
Well,
get
here's
along with everyone but you off camera.
Here they go. All right, so Linda has something in common with the Kardashians. I know.
Oh, really?
This is so cool.
Oh, look at her. She's
I was worried she'd be insulted, but
It's the
apparently
body.
not. Specifically, the matriarch, Kris Jenner. They both just bought a house next to their daughters. Kris will now live right across the street, actually, in Hidden Hills, California, from Kim Kardashian West and their growing clan. She and Kanye are expecting their 3rd child via surrogate. The 2 families have actually lived in the same house in the past, kids included, while Kim renovated a Bel Air home. Now, Linda, you must lead parallel lives because I know Kathy's thrilled that you are moving next door to her, and
bought
she
the
has
house next
lived
door.
in your house
She
before.
has for 2 years. She, her husband, her 2 kids and 2 dogs lived in my house while they were moving here. Now I bought a house right next door to her in Moat Ranch. So right next door. I thought when you said I was like the Kardashians, you meant figure, you know.
She thought I was calling out her booty. But no, I didn't do that. Now, do you think Kathy's looking at like, oh, thank heavens I have a rescue net right next to me? Because as a working mom, a rescue net is invaluable.
Yes,
and
yeah,
for you
yes.
to be able to be her rescue net right there
Yes.
I think
is
it's
huge.
a combination of, well, not to speak for you, but she probably wants to have your grandchildren around. So
Yes.
being close makes it easier.
I get it.
And on the other side, you know, a mom does need some time.
And I'm very close to those kids because they see me all the time.
Right.
And Kathy can run right over. So it will be a great situation. But we still got great separation.
I think it's the other way around. You're the one that's going to benefit the most from this because you're going to have youth all around you and keeping you young and keeping you
is a
spry.
huge blessing.
Yeah, for you,
Yeah.
they're going to benefit obviously, but I think you're the one that's going to have the most
Well,
fun.
if I can't change the light bulb, I'll just call
That's-
next door and
that's
say,
true.
Jason,
I think it's great. I really, really do. So you and the Kardashians just like this.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm
We
in
are.
that stage yet,
everybody
though.
looks at me and says, oh, you must be a Kardashian.
Yeah, I get that all the time too.
I mean, I feel like I don't know if I would want to live next to my mom.
You're not there yet.
Yeah, I'm not
Because you
there
don't
yet.
need her help to keep
Yeah,
your
you
life
don't need
going.
a babysitter yet.
I'd be
That'll
like,
come.
please go home.
I will say though,
The fence
it's
gets
easier to
bigger.
have them in a house next door
Yeah,
than
you
it is
can
in
go
your
home.
house because that's right.
Yeah.
You can escape. So
Yes.
it's a good thing. We're happy. So what is old is new again. So the game show, The Match Game, returned to network television, primetime actually, right here on ABC7. It's hosted by Alec Baldwin. The first episode featured a friend of our show. If you look on the left-hand side of your screen, that is Sarasota's own Lori Davis, the owner of Just a Basket Case Events.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy? So in case you forgot how the show works, 4 contestants attempt to match the answers of 6 celebrities in a game of fill in the blank. But to me, Lori is a perfect choice because for those of you who know her, she has more energy than anybody I know.
anybody.
She's a huge talker. She's a riot. So I'm sure she would just, I did not see the show last night, but I'm going to go back and look for it now because I want to see Lori.
Oh,
my
me
God.
too. I
I'm
would
so
have
happy.
watched.
So we saw that on social media, of course, that she was on
Wow.
the match
we
game.
know somebody famous besides you.
I wonder if she won.
I don't know if she won. We'll have to
I used to
find out.
love that show, but it was always all the double entendre. You know what I mean? It's like how many different ways can we get away with saying things that we shouldn't be saying on television?
And I wonder if they're still going to take that approach. So that'll be something fun to look out for.
Because they just say those things now.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Good
before
point.
First
they
time they
weren't
had to
allowed.
suggest them.
So we're hoping to get Lori on here to tell us all about it, and we'll check out that show. So the Cleveland Browns, as Linda and I both know, and actually Jeffrey from Northern Ohio as well, have long been a source of heartbreak for football. Except, of course, when Bud Carson was head coach.
Yes.
That was absolutely
hey, we were
amazing.
one game from the Super Bowl. We
All
were
right.
one game from the Super
Well,
Bowl.
there was
then.
one nothing.
Okay, that was a
in
long
this,
time
That
ago.
was a long time ago. Because do you know what they
Yeah.
did this year? They achieved a new low.
Everyone knows this.
They went 0 and 16. They're calling it the
Never.
perfect season 2.0. Not one win all season. They are so bad. Fans are throwing them a perfect season parade. On Saturday, thousands have signed up to circle around the stadium, appropriately in the shape of a zero, with floats, security, the whole works. Also appropriate, the parade is sponsored by the headache medicine Excedrin. Since obviously there's been plenty of headaches this season. This is how fans are watching games.
Oh, this is hilarious.
Other money was raised by
It's
dejected
sad.
fans on GoFundMe.
Why?
So there is something to celebrate. The Browns are only the second team in NFL history to go winless all season.
Well, they get the
Okay.
first round draft choice.
But I don't understand this because they've been getting the first round draft pick for several years. And you feel like if you get that kind of talent, you should be able to make something
They've
happen.
had 24 quarterbacks at 18 seasons or something like that. They've had
There's a bigger problem.
So many head coaches, and Jeff Rosen, I believe I have that name right, who's one of the top kids coming out of college, apparently is in trouble for openly saying, I really don't want to go to Cleveland.
A lot of people don't want to go there and then love it when they get there. So, you know, once you're at the bottom, there's no way but up. So I predict they'll have a better
parade is a
season.
great way to just build momentum
That's
for
a good way to
next
look.
year.
They only won one game last
Did you
year.
guys see the last game? There were like
They were
players
winning.
on the sideline crying. They really were crying because they were
This is their
losing.
life. Of course they're
course.
crying.
Oh boy.
Onwards
so
and upwards, onwards and
exactly.
upwards.
We're going to do better. All right, we're going to check in with our happy hour forecast. So when we come back, we're going to find out what's new at the Ringling Museum.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Blizzard warnings continue for the Northeast. Hundreds of, again, planes canceled and thousands of passengers stranded up in the Northeast as a result of that major winter storm. That same system brought us a strong cold front, and that cold front has now prompted the National Weather Service, as expected, to issue the freeze warning. We were under the freeze watch yesterday. Now that has turned into a freeze warning, meaning temperatures will go below freezing for a several-hour period. Mainly east of I-75 because of that northwest wind. It will not go below freezing in places like Palmetto, Braden, and Lakewood Ranch. Will probably get right there. So protect your sensitive plants. Take care of your pets too. Your small pets should all be indoors during this kind of cold outbreak. And Venice, Inglewood, and Osprey should not be in the freeze. We'll get temperatures there into the mid to upper 30s. Very close, but doesn't appear to be freezing. Current temperature right now at 56 degrees. That's about the high today, as temperatures have been well below average. More of the forecast coming up at 5.
There's a new display about to open at the Ringling Museum. But it's more than just a new exhibit. It's an entire new building, and it's a work of art in itself. Alice Murphy is here to tell us about the Cutler-Coville Glass Pavilion. We've watched this building going up now for about a year, so please tell us what's happening there, Alice Murphy. So nice to have you here, first of all. But the Cutler-Coville Museum is going to be an amazing thing.
Yeah, we're really excited to be able to open it later this month. It opens to public January 22nd, and the building itself is just a work of art. There are these beautiful fins on the outside that are actually inspired by wind and water, which are the primary ingredients in glass.
Oh, yes, you can see that. You can see that. So the architecture is very different.
And so the fins provide protection for the artwork inside, as well as just being this beautiful architectural element.
Very different. Now, this is a glass pavilion in more ways than one,
Yes,
right?
so as you can see, there's this beautiful glass in the architecture as well as in the artwork that's going to be displayed. It's showcasing a new collecting focus for the Ringling, which is studio glass art.
Wow.
And the inaugural display has works from 5 continents. There's going to be about 45 pieces. So we're really excited to share this with the public. And one of the great things is that it's a free building. So it's always complimentary. You can come and view the glass, view the collection, and then go in through the visitors pavilion. It's right at the entrance to the museum.
Oh, now I understand this is going to be really good for the historic Oslo.
It is. So also in this building, we're going to have a rehearsal studio space for when we have performers in, and it's going to provide a really beautiful formal entrance to the historic Oslo.
So it's going to be in that area.
It's going to be right at the entrance.
Oh, this will be great to see.
It will be, and the first group that's performing there is going to be later this month, January 26th and 27th. We have a world premiere coming.
Really? Tell me about that.
This group, Ethel, they're a string quartet out of New York. They're really contemporary, edgy, a young group of people, and they've been working with the Ringling for about 2 years now, and their performance is called Circus Wandering City, and it uses a lot of our beautiful archival materials.
Oh, from like
This is a great
circuses in
connection.
Sarasota?
Yes, great
What a great
connection.
fit.
Yeah,
What
so-
a great fit.
So it's really exciting, and it's going to be a full-length evening production and just multimedia. So they have produced a new piece of music, and then there'll be these great projections and audio, visual. It's going to be really exciting.
Oh, how different.
Yeah, that is.
We have moved into the 21st century with the museum. It is just awesome now.
Yeah.
And this is just something we've never had before. Nobody has, have they?
Yeah, it's so exciting to be able to continually show these world premiere works at the Ringling, and we're hoping that the studio space now in the new building that we're opening is going to allow us to have more residencies like this, because the contemporary art performance program at the Ringling is a really important part of the museum, which I think people don't always realize. They think of us for the Baroque paintings, you know, maybe they know we opened the Asian Art Center, but there are always performances happening at the Ringling.
That's great.
really
And
good.
always awesome performances, always very special ones. You're very
always.
selective in what you have there.
Yes, always unique, different, new.
And circus often, circus related.
Yes, and that's one of the amazing things about Ethel is it kind of brings in all of these things. It's a contemporary new work, it's a world premiere, it brings in circus, it brings in history, it brings in our archives.
Will it travel? Is it hoped that, you know, it will do well here and then move on?
I think Ethel will probably be performing it in other places as
Good.
well. They have a residency at the Metropolitan Museum of Art where they perform there regularly. So it's also just a really great opportunity to see these people in Sarasota
Right.
because they perform all over the place. We've gotten amazing reviews, New York Times, New Yorker,
And they may be able to take some of the
Yeah,
Ringling
yeah.
archives with them and spread Sarasota even farther.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be great.
You're making us famous in a beautiful way. Thank you so much, Ringling Museum. And the Cutler Colville Glass Pavilion opens on January 22nd. For more information, go to the Ringling website. Next, animals come to life with instruments.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Sarasota Institute of Lifetime Learning begins its 47th season on Monday, January 8th in Sarasota, Venice, and Lakewood Ranch. Meet Jamie Bernstein, music lecturer and daughter of Leonard Bernstein, on Monday, March 19th, and Hedrick Smith, Pulitzer Prize-winning former reporter for the New York Times, on Thursday, February 15th. 72 global issues lectures by renowned experts, 24 musical conversations with great performers. Subscriptions available now. Single event tickets at the door. For more information and to purchase season tickets, visit SILLSarasota.org.
It's time to take a road trip.
Huntsville is a must-see destination. Is this your stop?
Roger.
Marvel at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. Wow. Step into the past at Alabama Constitution Village. All aboard! The golf is stellar, and even the food is out of this world in the Rocket City. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
A Sarasota chamber music group is celebrating the child in all of us with a special music program this month. Sarasota Musica Viva will present the story of Peter and the Wolf, and it's told by instruments. Artistic director Linda Bento-Ray is here to explain. So Linda, you're using instruments to teach children new sounds with this version of Peter and the Wolf?
We are. Peter and the Wolf has a number of characters, and we will portray them by, for instance, the flute is the bird, and the oboe is the duck, and the bassoon is grandfather, and the clarinet is the cat, and the French horn is the wolf.
I bet the kids always remember those sounds, those instruments, as related to the story.
Absolutely.
Now, this is part of a festival?
It is. We're having a 2-week festival. It's starting this week with Boston Symphony pianist Vitas Bakshis, and he is here with us, and we'll play a little selection in a minute. And so we have 3 concerts this week, and then the following week we have Peter and the Wolf, and it will be narrated by WUSF, WSMR radio talk host Susan Giles-Wantock.
Oh, wonderful. Nice. Now, we're going to have a performance. You brought a musician with you. So tell me what we're going to set up this song that we're going to hear.
Okay, so we're actually, as classical musicians, going to play for you a Latin piece. Vitas and I have recorded 4 CDs. 3 of them have already been released, professional commercial CDs. And on every CD, we put a Latin piece because we try to think outside the box when we program, and we just like music that's fun and dance-like, and Latin music is great. And so we're going to play a little ditty called Salt of the Earth by Andy Scott.
A little ditty. I like that. Well, as Linda makes her way over to the piano, we'll let you know that Peter and the Wolf will be performed Sunday, January 14th at the Manatee Performing Arts Center. Tickets are available at their website. Okay, Linda, take it away. And the Wolf, Sunday, January 14th at the Manatee Performing Arts Center. Go to their website for ticket information. Next, our diet expert is here, and she says we don't have to diet. I've been waiting all my life for this.
Yay! Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves him green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. I'm retired Colonel Greg Gatson, and it's my mission to help you get the benefits and services you've earned. If you need to file a VA claim, remember these important steps. Submit an online claim through ebenefits.va.gov. Work with an accredited Veterans Service Organization, or VSO. And if you need to attend a VA claim exam, please go. Visit this website to learn what to expect.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Well, losing weight is one of the most popular New Year's resolutions, but most of us fail in just a few weeks. But our nutrition educator, Lynn Gordon from Sarasota Memorial Hospital, is here to tell us that we don't actually have to diet. And I feel like this is an amazing idea.
I'm so glad.
Just give it up.
Yeah, well, normally this time of year I come here and we talk about the New Year trends for diets. And now I just want to tell everyone about 5 things they can do. We can all do these things to lose weight permanently, and no diets. That's the main thing.
So no diets doesn't mean no changes.
Right. We have lifestyle
Don't
changes.
get too excited, Linda.
But it's not a diet. Because diet is the word die with a T on the end. So we don't want that.
Good point. Diet.
Good point. But still things we can do.
Exactly.
So what should we be doing?
So the first thing is less added sugar.
Okay.
When females, for example, need about 6 teaspoons only per day of added sugar, versus a male, which would need about 10 teaspoons of added sugar.
Okay.
And the problem is right now we don't know what is in our products are added and what are already there naturally, such as from fruit or milk or wheat or flour. So when you look at the new labels, you'll be able to see coming out this July, it will say added sugar on the label, whereas right now it just says total sugar.
Oh, so you know what's naturally occurring versus added.
Correct. So there's the 6 teaspoons for females and the 10 for males. So again, now you'll know if you're getting added sugar or not.
So I don't have to count naturally occurring sugar, I just have to count added sugar.
That's right, so the old label versus the new label shows the added sugar, whereas now all we see is total sugar. So if you have, for example, fruit and it says 20 grams of total sugar, you wouldn't know that it's natural fruit or not. So now you'll know.
Okay. All right, so that's just like juices, fruit, whatever it is.
Correct,
Only 6.
So the new labels are supposed to come out this year in July. But
what else?
When you have something like, it's been pretty cold out, so we want to have some warm coffee. So an average large cappuccino, caramel cappuccino.
Yes.
Ones that taste good?
Yes.
This is how much total sugar is in.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Okay, that's more than my day.
Teaspoons.
That looks
so this is already more definitely than we need. Now some of it might be from milk, but most of it is added.
Oh my
And that is crazy.
And we're not allowed to have 6? And
But
this is
yeah,
16?
so you're
That's a
already
problem.
over in your first. Yes,
That's
exactly.
unbelievable.
So sweetened drinks are a big no-no.
Okay.
Correct. No sugary beverages.
All right, so what other changes?
The other change, obviously, less fat. This has always been a known thing, that fat has a lot of calories. So saturated fat versus healthy fats. So we want to get away from the animal products. So less meat, less things like milk and butter. So when you have healthy fats like nuts and from soybeans and things like that, that's actually healthy for us, and the added fat is needed.
Yeah.
Now, if you have, let's say, comfort food, again, it's cold right now.
Right. Yes.
So 2 pieces of chicken, fried chicken, with some maybe some fries, some gravy, and maybe a sweet like a donut. This is actually a demo. We're going to add to that sugar how much added fat would be in that comfort food that we all like during the winter months when it's chilly.
That's a lot.
That is 81 grams of fat in one meal.
Oh, that is ugly.
So if you had that meal and then a couple hours later you warmed up with a sugary coffee,
exactly.
that's
So
what you're doing in your day.
You're adding calories, lots of calories. So again, just focusing on little things like this.
So just being mindful of our
intake. Mindful, I think is the whole thing.
Everything in moderation, and you know, if you can use the baked version versus the fried version, obviously that
also helps. Okay, in addition to that, there are things that we can eat.
Because we're wondering what we can't eat at this point.
So fruits and vegetables, always been something that has been healthy, full of fiber, antioxidants. So we used to sort of say 5 to 6 fruits and veggies servings per day. Now we're actually looking closer to 9 is what we should be having. And so you can see that you can just add extra fruits and veggies throughout the day with some snacks. You can add some vegetables with maybe just raw veggies, vegetable drinks. There's lots of ways to incorporate them, but you really have to think about it because it is a lot.
So those are a lot.
That's a lot of food.
Yeah, I mean, apple's got 100 calories there, right?
Yes, but they're good calories. These are nutritious, full of
and
like
39 grams of
minerals.
sugar, because I'm a sugar counter. But so even though that's natural
It's
sugar,
natural
that's
fructose.
okay.
Yeah, so it's actually 15 grams in a small. So just go to a smaller version.
Smaller
yes.
apple, okay.
A big apple can have a lot, but a small tennis ball size is 15. So.
And the serving size or portions are about right, because that's like 6 grapes, you know. It's not
yeah, 10 to 15.
So the fact that it's a starchy vegetable or a sugary fruit is still okay because it's natural.
It's all exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just, you know, obviously if you can have some that are fibrous and some that are a little more starchy, we can mix it up. But they are very healthy.
So the corn, the carrots, and the peas, you should not be throwing butter on top of them.
No, exactly.
Or cheese sauce.
All right. Another thing that I'm actually good on this one is you said water. So we need to add water, and how does that help us lose weight?
Adding water actually helps rev up our metabolism, and if it's actually cold water, it helps your body. It has to work even harder, so you burn more calories.
Really?
So we need at least 64 ounces, but that would be 8 cups to about 13 cups per day. So you have to keep drinking throughout the day.
Does coffee count?
Coffee does not count for the water. We need H2O.
Just plain old, no
And
additives.
you can drink it half an hour before your meal. That'll help also with you feeling fuller.
What about sparkling water, or like water with like?
That's fine, yeah, but we,
propelled stuff like that.
Regular H2O is the best.
Okay. All right, and then I heard sleep. I'm on top of this one too.
Right. This is my best specialty.
I can do this.
Sleep, well, reducing stress is what we're looking for. So sleep really helps us reduce stress. Exercise helps us sleep better. And then this helps us lose weight because our body, it doesn't crave as much when we're tired and when we're feeling stressed. So
and you can't eat while you're asleep.
Yes.
There you go.
That's a great theory, Linda.
Right. So all of these points have been proven basically, even in the last year at the hospital, we've actually had a program called Prevent T2, which all of the participants have done these and many more things, watching what they're consuming, changing their lifestyle, reducing stress, and they've been able to lose about 10% of their body weight over the year.
Oh,
so
that's really good.
And you work at the hospital with people to keep their sugars down as a diabetes preventer. How does this all tie together?
So the Prevent T2 program is new, and it's actually for anybody that wants to lose weight that is a high risk for diabetes. So that is new. You get 16 weeks of a free gym membership, and we help you for a whole year with education.
That's great.
That's excellent.
That's new to the hospital right now. Prevent T2 is it's 80 million Americans have pre-diabetes. So really important. If you're at high risk, come check us out at the hospital.
Well, you guys can get more information about T2 and all of the other healthy tips at Sarasota Memorial's website, and Linda will be there to give you some of her advice. And next, when we come back, a Romanian dance star is in our studio.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now. WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now. From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. With a rise in traffic crashes in Bradenton, what local officials are considering to prevent crashes at intersections. Plus, is your home prepared for the recent drop in temperatures? What you need to know to keep you and your family warm this winter. Let's get a check now on our cold weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yeah, Scott, we're hoping this is it, right? With the last week being very cold. And the Northeast, they're dealing with a blizzard. Blizzard warning continues out until 4 a.m. on Friday. For us, we are under some advisories again tonight. We'll see that wind chill down into the upper 20s to low 30s. A freeze warning is in effect mainly east of I-75 until 9 a.m. Along the coast, we're expecting mid-30s to upper 30s there. Right now, it's 56 degrees. And not too bad right now. Lots of sunshine out there. But once that sun sets, temperatures will drop fairly quickly. More at 5.
ABC7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast. Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. It is cold out there, as low as the 20s in parts of the Suncoast this morning.
We'll tell you the effects left behind by a huge winter storm will keep us feeling freezing through the start of the weekend. Tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
A freeze warning is in effect tonight through tomorrow morning. Temperatures will be below freezing for perhaps 2 hours.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Fact. The top 3 Marriott hotels in North and South America are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, according to a recent survey of 363 Marriott hotels. The Marriott at Grand National, the Marriott Shoals Hotel, and the Grand Hotel. And 2 of the top 3 Renaissance hotels are also on the trail, Ross Bridge in Birmingham and the Battle House in Mobile. Southern hospitality still rules. For reservations or information, visit rtjgolf.com/resorts.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Welcome back. Dancing with the Stars just completed its 25th season right here on ABC7. But did you know there's actually an international version of the television show? Many countries around the world, including a Dancing with the Stars in Romania. And Catrinel Sandu, one of the Romanian professional dancers, is here with us today to tell us about her work here on the Suncoast. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
So you danced on TV in Romania as a professional?
Yes, I was dancing for many years, and then I performed for Dancing with the Stars.
So tell us what it was like on the show.
It was very hard. It's a very hard show. It's a lot of work, but it's very emotional because it's a little bit different than what you guys have here in USA.
Okay, so tell us how that show works.
First of all, the team, we have 3 people in the team. Is the choreographer, is the star, and then is the people who comes in this show because they need money for a cause. Basically, they are professional dancer who needs a lot of I don't know, they have problems, health problems, and they have somebody in the family who needs money. For example, my partner, the guy that I was dancing with, he was abandoned. He didn't have parents, so he was in an orphanage for his entire life. Oh, wow. And that was his only chance to come and compete and win, and actually we did. We won. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Wonderful. And that changed his life completely because he was 18. He was already to the step to leave the place, so start a new life. And start a new life with what? Because he didn't have a family, he didn't have any help. So because of this show, he won money, he bought an apartment, and he has his own school right now.
Oh, wow. Was that pressure for you?
It's a lot of pressure for the star because
right,
it's not only about us, it's about the people who are there and they depending on you. I mean, you have to do your best job to help them because that's the only chance that they get.
Oh my gosh. What about the physical demands of the rehearsals, the live
rehearsals
performance?
are crazy tough. There are a couple of months and we rehearse every day. The show, it's one time per week, couple of hours live, and you guys know what's about live, right? It's not easy at all. And it's a big challenge. It's a lot of emotion. Like I said, we have camera after us non-stop. It's like Big Brothers. Remember, guys, that show, the camera is following you everywhere. Yeah, so every time you have they have an eye on you. So, and it's consuming a lot, physical, emotional, but you meet a lot of nice people, you learn a lot of stuff, and it's the great experience I have in my entire life.
Oh, and you looked just stunning. So your life changes, you come to Florida, now you have two little
I came
girls.
to warm weather, but unfortunately was not
Not today, but we'll get it
today.
back. So now you're teaching dance in Sarasota.
Yes.
Tell us about your program at Soul Studio.
Soul Studio is one of the biggest studios in Sarasota, and we are unique because we offer everything for everybody. We start from classes from like mommy and me, so new mommies, they can come with the baby and introduce them to dance and steps and movement. And we're gonna end up with big competition teams, and I have two ladies with me today that I'm gonna introduce to you who are part of the team. So we have everything for everybody. We have recreation classes for the kids, but also we have high level quality of treatment for the adults. Exactly.
Wow.
And actually we have a couple of students who they become a professional dancer, and they got in New York and Las Vegas in a very nice and good companies. So we are very good, and we have, yes, and we have everything for everybody, including adults. We have classes for adults, and we can teach everybody to dance, believe me.
Well, I'm sure everybody is thrilled to have someone who has done the different things you have, has the international experience and all of that.
The teachers, all of them are professional dancers, so we have the experience of stage and also a lot of experience in, we know what to share with our students and how to introduce them in this wonderful experience of dance.
All right, well, we want to have the experience of watching Katrinella and a couple of her students dance, so we're going to have her go on over and join her students. But remember, you can learn more about Soul Studios online. You can go to their website, soulstudiosdance.com. All right, ladies, take it away.
My hands on myself. Think I'll dust them off, put them back up on the shelf. Just my little baby girl isn't me. Am I coming out of left field? Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might be over and not, but I feel it still. Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks. Let me kick it like it's 1986 now. Might be over and not, but I feel it still. Got another mouth to feed. Even with the babies and the mama gonna grave digger. Gone with the falling leaves. Am I coming out of left field? Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Now I had your fill, I can feel it still. Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks.
For more information about dance programs for all ages, right up through the competitive level, check out Soul Studios online. Coming up next, Jeffrey Kinn's going to tell us about a new class at Player Center.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone.
Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs, stop the crimes.
And Jeffrey Kinn's going to tell us about a master class at the Players.
Well, who doesn't want to be coached by a Broadway star? We have Laura Molina, who's going to be joining us in Sarasota for a one-shot deal where you can actually take a piece of music, hand it to her, and she will coach you on your acting, singing, and all of those things that takes place when you're auditioning and performing live on stage.
What an opportunity.
It's one of the things that we're playing with at the Players Center, and we love her, and it's a great opportunity.
Okay, and that is coming up on January 13th, so check that out at the Players Center website. Great opportunity. Acting the Song Masterclass with Lauren Molina. All right, we're going to go with a master chef next. Chef Larry Barrett's in the kitchen. We're going to learn about truffles.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. As the temperatures continue to drop, local shelters are filling up. How you can help ease the struggle for those in need. And taking a quick look at our first alert traffic, right now we are seeing a crash heading northbound on I-75. That is near State Road 64. You can expect to see those delays just past the University Parkway exit. Now let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Bob.
Thanks, Jacqueline. Sunny skies this afternoon across the area. Didn't warm temperatures up much, though. Mid to upper 50s for the most part. Now, freeze warnings are in effect for west central Florida, and it includes areas mainly east of I-75. So if you live west of I-75, we are not anticipating freezing temperatures here. There may be some patchy frost in these areas, but inland areas will drop into the upper 20s to low 30s. We'll have much more on all this coming up at 5. See you then.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Coming up Friday at 4 on Suncoast View, our Florida freeze continues. Did you protect your plants? And what do we do now if we didn't? Our plant expert Alex from Troy's Tropics is coming in to help us salvage what we can till the warm weather returns.
And welcome back. We're here in the kitchen with Chef Larry Barrett from Simply Gourmet Caterers, and I smell chocolate.
Chocolate is it. Who doesn't like chocolate?
Who?
And this is warm chocolate, and I want their names.
Yes.
Look, all I've done is I've taken some really high quality chocolate, semi-sweet, bittersweet's great, and I melted it, but you gotta let it come back to room temperature. Otherwise, it's gonna be a little too warm. A good way to tell is you take it, and you put it on your upper lip, and if it feels slightly cool to you, you're ready.
Wow,
so watch this. I love making truffles, but you gotta scoop them. You gotta prepare them. You gotta roll them. I used to dip strawberries.
Right.
And when you're doing an event for 100, 200 people,
That's a lot of work.
that's a lot of strawberries to dip. So all I do is I take a little bit of this chocolate and I toss it on the grapes like this.
Oh.
And we just toss around a little bit more, and that's probably enough chocolate. No dipping. And then, you see how they're sticking together now?
Yeah. I was gonna ask
Now, this is where the cocoa comes in. This is Valrhona cocoa powder. It's really a high-quality cocoa powder. But these are going to look like regular truffles. There's nothing more fun than watching the faces of your guests when they go, I don't want another piece of chocolate. It's so heavy. It's so heavy. I can't eat it. Then they bite into one of these. They're so light, so delicious, and you can't stop. And the great thing is, look at that.
They're not sticking together.
They're not sticking together
and
now.
It's just a little chocolate. It's mostly fruit.
It's mostly fruit, though. So healthy,
sugar.
healthy. I saw your other segment,
Yes.
and this is all health food
All
right
good
here.
sugar.
You know what? There's not 6 teaspoons of sugar in one of these, so we
Now
can have a
this,
little.
We can take these, and this one's getting a little sticky, so we're going to just dump them right out.
Oh,
and look at that. And I'd like you guys to give it a whirl myself. Go ahead. Yes.
I'm going to give it a whirl. I know you meant, he meant cook.
Yeah, but go ahead and give this a shot first. I think you're going to be surprised.
All right, so you said
Something very different.
Okay.
And
So
just
you said
little
pour it?
by little. Hey, Stephanie, why don't you go ahead and stir?
Because I just want to eat.
Okay,
I
I'm ready.
need a spoon here.
And now go ahead. Now go ahead and
Okay,
stir.
yeah.
So
and
how-
I'll push it over here.
Larry, give me a little advice here. How important is the quality of the chocolate?
The chocolate is everything.
There we go.
Okay,
Without a high quality
Don't mess up.
chocolate, you've got nothing.
This chocolate is amazing, so I definitely can tell that you...
You know, it's a really, really high quality chocolate. I like to use something like a Calabo
think that was too
chocolate
much.
from Belgium. What do you
No,
think?
I actually needed
Where's the
that.
stuff to keep
I
You
need
need a little
more.
bit more?
You need more?
A little bit more.
Okay, so these are really easy to make. So just make sure you spend the money on the chocolate.
And I throw them out. I don't tell people they're grapes. They bite into it, and all of a sudden, they think it. Yeah, we're going to be serving some of these at the tea.
I'll tell you why I like this, before we talk about the tea, is that it's a way to get that little hint of sweetness when you're having those cravings for something bad.
Mix it up.
And you don't have to go all the way back.
Right, but yet it's light.
Start separating, Jeff. What do you think?
Wow.
All right, so Larry, as we get to munch, tell us about, you said these will be at part of the tea. Remind everybody about the teas.
Now, the tea's going to start February and March, all Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's going to be a lot of fun. We do it every year. Benefits the Crosley Foundation. Beautiful savories, beautiful sweets. Call 225-9122. You can make a nice reservation for yourself. See, now look at this. I just made a little bit of chocolate mousse. And then
would you put one of these on there?
Why not?
I want to just put them in my mouth.
Right? And you could take them all and take a couple like this and just put them in a glass like this and serve them to your guests.
Very elegant.
That's the one thing about chocolate. Look at that. What a mess.
Okay.
There's nothing worse than that and tomato sauce.
It sounds crazy, but these chocolate grape truffles are absolutely amazing.
So good.
Just a little sweet, and we don't have to feel guilty about it. So I know they are completely addictive.
Yeah, no, they're great.
All right, we love it. All right, thank you, Chef Larry. That's a great idea. We will make sure we post this as well so that you can be reminded of a nice sweet treat for your healthy eating choices come the new year. All right, Jeffrey Kin, Happy New Year. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so
Great
much
to
for
see
having me
you.
again.
Don't forget to look up the teas, of course, with Simply Gourmet Caterers. And I think we're digging right back into the grapes. It's a healthy food source.
And you can use other things.
You could take some time, enjoy the Suncoast view. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Anything that